The story kicks off in the midst of a chaotic tomato-throwing event, Spain's famous annual food fight, known as La Tomatina. Right in the center of it is Null, a top-level MI6 operative, undercover with her team on a mission to track down a Russian arms dealer named Victor Grado. However, things quickly go south when they realize it was a setup. In a desperate move, they activate a highly classified tracking system called Echelon, but they're only allowed to use it for a single minute. Tragically, during this brief window, Null's entire team is wiped out, and Grado's men successfully breach the Echelon system, which had been their true objective all along. Null is about to stop them, but she shot at close range and left helpless, realizing too late that Grado was indeed present. Meanwhile, in London, the UK Prime Minister, Sam, is uneasy about an upcoming meeting with US President Will Derringer. Though Will has only been president for 6 months, Sam already sees him as a fame-chasing clown who rose to power thanks to his past career as a popular movie star. Will, on the other hand, isn't exactly thrilled to meet Sam either. He suspects the British PM backed his rival during the election, possibly over a petty cultural gesture involving fish and chips. Despite their mutual dislike, the meeting goes ahead. At a NATO press conference, President will suggest they avoid addressing the botched Spain operation and instead focus on positive PR. Sam disagrees and seizes the opportunity to let a journalist question Will about the failed mission. Will panics and ends up quoting one of his old movie characters, embarrassing himself on live television. To shift attention away from the mishap and promote unity, both leaders are advised to appear together boarding Air Force One. A simple photo op of them shaking hands at the plane's stairs should help reshape the narrative. While the flight seems calm at first, one of Grado's operatives secretly infiltrates the aircraft, transmits its coordinates, and hacks into its systems. Soon, the plane is under heavy attack. The attackers unleash relentless firepower, forcing the leaders to scramble for parachutes. With only 2 chutes remaining, Sam and Will are the sole survivors who eject just in time before the engines are destroyed. News of the crash spreads rapidly, with media coverage showing wreckage and reporting both the president and prime minister as dead. In Washington, the chain of command kicks in as Vice President Elizabeth prepares to assume office. Unbeknownst to the world, Will and Sam survive the crash but are now stranded in Belarus. Since the airspace is closed, no rescue mission can reach them, and their own people believe they're gone. They must ditch their phones to avoid being tracked and begin the long trek toward a safe house near the Polish border. Seeing the ruined Air Force One enrages Will, who swears revenge. Meanwhile, during the governmental transition, the vice president initiates a reboot of the national security system, an opportunity Grado exploits to take full control of Echelon. As Sam and Will continue on foot for hours, they attempt to steal a vehicle but are mistaken for threats by local villagers. The locals, unaware of who they are, attack them, forcing the 2 world leaders to fight back in order to survive. Sam proves to be capable in a fight, thanks to his military background. Meanwhile, Will, relying on his action movie experience and a bit of luck, manages to land a few hits. The angry villagers prepare to finish them off using makeshift weapons. Just in time, a woman armed with a gun intervenes and rescues the 2 leaders. She offers them a ride and cleverly hides them among her sheep to avoid detection. To cross the border, she even sacrifices one of her sheep as a bribe. Once they reach Warsaw, Will and Sam express heartfelt thanks to the woman who helped them without asking for anything in return. As they part ways, she reveals that she recognized Will as the president from the beginning and considered it an honor to help him. The 2 leaders finally arrive at a CIA safe house. Unfortunately, since the security system has been breached, Victor quickly learns they're still alive and sends a hit squad to eliminate them. At the safe house, they are welcomed enthusiastically by Marty, the agent in charge, who is a massive fan of President Will. He gets briefly starstruck until Sam snaps him out of it and demands to know what contingency plans are in place. Marty admits that there's no official protocol for a scenario where both the president and prime minister are presumed dead. Will insists that they come up with one. Marty gives them a tour of the facility and updates them on the fallout at NATO. Due to the breach of classified files, decades of covert intelligence work have been exposed, threatening long-standing international alliances. The upcoming NATO summit could turn into a diplomatic disaster, or worse. Meanwhile, Vice President Elizabeth clashes with Simon, Will's personal assistant, over how she's handling the crisis. Will wants to announce that he and Sam are still alive, but Sam refuses, arguing that the threat remains and someone at the top may have betrayed them. Suddenly, an alarm sounds. Victor's men have located the safe house. Marty activates a hidden weapons cache, suits up in tactical gear, and gives Will and Sam clear instructions in case he doesn't make it. Like a true professional, he charges into action. With the help of surveillance cameras, he takes down several attackers with precision. But the enemies quickly disable the cameras, leaving Marty vulnerable. As the situation worsens, Sam and Will rush to escape. Under heavy gunfire, they reach a hidden elevator just in time. But when they emerge outside, more enemies are waiting, forcing them to surrender. Suddenly, a patrol vehicle crashes onto the scene, eliminating their attackers. To Sam's shock, their rescuer is Nall, his former colleague and one-time romantic partner, who survived the ambush in Spain. Wasting no time, Nall orders them into the car. Her top priority is keeping them alive long enough to stop Victor, who she believes is responsible for both the failed mission and the NATO security breach. His motive? Revenge for his son's death during a nuclear weapons development operation that could have cost millions of lives. As the trio tries to identify the mole within their ranks, Will suspects Sam's assistant, the one who encouraged them to travel together, might be the traitor. However, they agree not to jump to conclusions without evidence. For Nall, the next critical step is to reach Trieste. The group boards a train and begins their journey. During the ride, Sam and Nall share a quiet moment, reflecting on what could have been. They think back with longing about the life they once imagined together, a life that never happened because their careers pulled them in different directions. Just then, Arthur, the man who initially helped Grado access the Echelon system, appears aboard the train. He's ready to betray the arms dealer, revealing that he had been kidnapped and forced to cooperate with Grado. Arthur informs them that Grado had help from someone high up in the government, who aided both the Air Force One attack and the data breach. Before he dies, Arthur hands him a code that unlocks his computer in Croatia, which contains crucial information about Grado's government contact. Realizing they're likely walking into a trap at the next station, the group jumps off the moving train. Meanwhile, Vice President Elizabeth begins losing support as more countries start pulling out of NATO, causing the alliance to unravel. Eventually, the trio arrives at the location Arthur mentioned, but Grado's men track them down. As Sam holds off the attackers, Nall and will use the code to access Arthur's computer in a small cubicle. They uncover the truth. Simon, Will's assistant, has been collaborating with Victor Grado for over 18 months. At that moment, a helicopter drops anchor hooks and begins dragging the cubicle away with Nall and Will inside. Sam tries desperately to stop it, but he's too late. Grado launches a missile from the helicopter, striking the Prime Minister's location in a massive explosion. While the blast seems to claim Sam's life, Nall and Will manage to leap out of the cubicle just in time and survive. Devastated but determined, they press on. Nall contacts Elizabeth for extraction and also informs her that Simon is the mole. But when their ride arrives, it becomes clear that Elizabeth herself was the true traitor all along, not Simon. A violent confrontation breaks out inside the vehicle as more of Grado's men close in. Suddenly, Sam reappears, alive and driving a fire truck, having miraculously survived the explosion. The reunited leaders, along with Nall, fight off the attackers and escape. They rush to the NATO summit and interrupt a critical session. Just as tensions peak, Grado storms in and shoots Elizabeth, causing total chaos. Gunfire erupts. Nall chases after Grado, while Will and Sam join the pursuit. As Nall handles a group of bodyguards, Will and Sam manage to shoot down the helicopter Grado tries to escape in, bringing the crisis to an end and stopping a global disaster. 2 months later, Will visits Sam in London. Their bond is now unbreakable after surviving the chaos and preventing NATO's collapse. As for Nall, she continues her covert missions but stays in touch with Sam. And that's how this story wraps up. Let us know in the comments what you thought of this new action-packed movie. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.